Let's hear from the coach. This is Behind the Beard with Bobby Smirniotis, Forge FC head coach and sporting director. Now, the woman who takes us there, here's Mackenzie Barwell on the Forge Audio Network.
Yeah, you see the computer and you know that it's going to be
Yeah, you just have to be prepared
something good.
for rapid fire back.
True. I feel like in past I've been the one. You're right.
Boomerang.
It is a boomerang effect. Okay, I feel like I'm on top of my game right now, and this interview will be more so. You always find a way to spin it back to me, so yes. I guess no one's safe. No one's safe here. Okay, so for this episode, it's going to be coming out next week, so we're filming this in advance and putting that out there now. But when we release this, the following home game will be your 150th match with Forge. So,
my 150th match?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Did you just figure that out now when I said that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, congratulations in
count.
advance. Okay, you don't have a tally every time that you... No. Okay, totally fair. So, in honor...
When I'm done coaching, somebody can make a tally.
Yeah, yes. Exactly. We'll come back for Behind the Beard. But in honor of the accomplishment, we are going to do some reminiscing today. Okay?
Very nice.
I'm going to say, best moment in a specific category, and then you can tell me your response.
Got it.
Make sense? Now... we have to start by reflecting on your first game with Forge. So, walk us through what that was like. What do you remember from it?
Yeah, inaugural season 2019, first game for Forge, first game for this league. It was quite a special day. You know, in preparation for it, it's in one way it was like you were playing a final.
Yeah.
And all the excitement that was going on around the league, the excitement of this beautiful stadium being filled. I think there was 18,000 here on that opening day.
Wow,
and it was just,
really?
Yeah, it was just an electric atmosphere. I remember walking out for warm-up and, here we are. And not so much personally for me, but for Canadian soccer. Being somebody who was involved in the game for so many years before and the development of players. And you're now have this league that's going to provide all these players, a lot of them who the year before weren't professionals, an ability to perform and show the country how much skill exists around the country. So I think that was how special that moment was for me.
Yeah, that must be a core memory now looking back. Who are some of the coaches? Because Joe was with you at that point as well, right? Is he the only one that still coaches with you?
Yeah, Coach Johan was there. Jelani was on the bench.
Yes.
In that first game as a team manager. Maybe he wanted to play too.
Yeah.
That's a story for another day.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the two guys. And, Joe Hanley, our equipment manager, was there in that first year. So there's a lot of us still around, along with, I believe, 7 players from this current squad.
Okay,
who were there on opening day.
Now Jelani's next door.
Yes,
and bothers us for this podcast.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
Couple of days you'll have to put on your behind the scenes recordings with.
We're actually gonna have to do an entire episode on that.
Director of soccer operations, and seeing what interesting things he has to say, or not.
Do you guys think he had anything interesting to say yesterday? They're shaking their heads. No, that's for another day though. Okay, yeah, it's kind of a full circle moment, I guess. Now he's right there. Okay, ready. Now we're going into our specific moments.
All right, here we go.
Best comeback moment.
Oh, tough one. I'd say CONCACAF League 2021 against Motagua. Here at home, we're down 2-0 in the semifinals, and we tie it up in the 92nd minute with Kwame Awua's goal to make it 2-2.
Oh, my God.
Giving us a lifeline to go down into Honduras and dream big to try and make a final.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Quite the energetic game. I believe that was at the end of November, beginning of December. It was quite the year.
So then, wow. I was going to ask you what your best CONCACAF moment has been, but would you say that or something else?
Best CONCACAF moment, I'd say qualifying for Champions League. 3-0 win here against Santos de Guapiles from Costa Rica. We go up in Costa Rica 1-0. We end up losing the game 3-1 and to advance. We needed either 2-0 victory at home or anything above that. And we've scored 3 brilliant goals in that game, and the energy in the stadium was absolutely electric. And, we created history that day being, first team from this league to qualify for Champions League. You can give me all the trophies in the world, but I love continental football. That was a big day.
Wow. Oh, I wish I was there. Why did I just come this season?
Excellent 3 goals. Omar Brownie in the first half, Mobabuli on an excellent volley from Omar in the second half. And then Emery Welshman playing Josh Navarro inside the 6 to finish it off at 3-0. And quite the moment. Actually saw the opponent coach this year while we were in Costa Rica.
No way! Oh my gosh.
He's working with the national programs. He remembers those games and how good the games were. And
how was that interaction?
Yeah, no. To be honest, it was fantastic. We had some good memories. He was talking a lot about guys like Becker and different players on our team. So it was great to see that as well.
Cool. So that was in Costa Rica. You said this past year.
This preseason. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so looking at goals, can you point out one moment, jaw-dropping goal moment?
I'll pick 2.
Okay.
One for individual brilliance and one for like a collective team.
Good call.
Maybe I'll go. Yeah, you could go every year with something. So year 1, we have an absolute fantastic goal playing against York here at home. I think we've exchanged 10 to 12 passes. Becker's hit a diagonal ball. We've crossed it to the back post, and it was just another ball back across the net and a goal, and all of that was done, I think, with the last 6 passes, one-touch football from our end to the other. And then individual brilliance, you go back to year 1 with Cadell Thomas's goal versus Valor here at home. I don't think many of us have ever seen something like that. It was just something magical, and a day where I think the temperature reached about 49 on the field.
Oh my gosh, you're serious?
The only game
was that at home? Sorry,
it was at home.
Yeah.
It's the only game of, I guess, 150 that I've ever worn shorts on the sidelines.
So crazy moment for the goal, but also for your game day fit.
There you go.
Okay, wow. Next one. Best flag in the battalion.
Best flag in the battalion. So from all those things, we're still waiting for Dom to score. If Dom scores, we riot.
Yeah, what's going to happen? What's going to happen?
Apparently a riot.
Has that been there since 2019?
That's been there since 2019.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. I thought that was just this season that came.
Nope, that's been around here for a while. So
that's got to be.
That's always one I look at, and I'm waiting for Dom to score.
Yeah. They're going to rush the field or something like that?
Possibly.
We don't know. Please, if you're watching this and you're on the battalion, please comment. I thought you might mention the one with your face because we just had the conversation.
Yeah, there's been a couple of those, but
yeah.
I'll go with something that goes with the players.
Okay, fair enough. Best battalion chant? Have they evolved at all? Sorry to interrupt, but have they evolved? Okay.
Yeah, every year there's something different.
Something new.
I think they're all great. I think whenever they're mixing in the various players and so on. Obviously, we're in the game and we're involved. You can hear them in the background. But I think they do a great job. They do a great job of bringing up something new about our players and, of course, about our opponents.
Yeah. So you can't point out
no, not
one in particular?
One.
Okay, fair enough. Ooh, what should I go for here? Funniest fan interaction.
Funniest fan interaction. Have I had any funny fan interactions? No, I can't say funny, but I can say most enjoyable one.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Most enjoyable one, Finals 2022 in Ottawa. We're sitting there. We've just won our 3rd championship. I think the most I've celebrated a win or anything was going back to qualifying for Champions League, even though we had won 2 North Star Shields to that moment. We've won the 3rd one. I'm looking over at the fans. They look fantastic. They're having the greatest time. And I go full sprint from about 30 meters away, and I just jump into the crowd.
I'm going to cry. These two are going to shed a tear, too. Did you crowd surf them?
I was like, I'm doing this.
So you just
I just went in there, and you can ask the guys from the battalion. They were the ones that
caught you,
that caught me up there, and it was quite the fun time.
Wow. So do you remember anything after you jumped in, or was it just you?
No, I think it was just a lot of pandemonium going on. Yeah. They didn't know who was more surprised. I was that I did it, or that they had me in the crowd.
It just took over. Wow.
Exactly.
Okay, that is a very notable fan experience. That's a good one. Back to Dom Samuel. You know how we were talking about how he bakes and brings some stuff in every once in a while? Can you recall a specific baked good that Dom's brought in over the past couple of years that has been especially good?
Any cookie that he brings in. could be chocolate chip cookies, oatmeal cookies, a blend.
Dom, come. He needs to sponsor Behind the Beard.
No peanut butter or anything like that because of his allergies, but chocolate chip is his thing.
Okay.
They're quite good.
How about best or most favorite Kyle Becker memory?
Favorite Kyle Becker memory?
With the two of you guys.
Was championship year one.
Nice.
Just after that game, and him being one of the first players, obviously one of the first two signings of this club, and having him come into this to this league to help build what we wanted on the field with all of our past history, as him as a professional, and helping him and guiding him in his professional career. Now being able to work with him in the professional game, and winning the North Star Shield in the inaugural season. That's something you can only do once. Mm-hmm. That's history that doesn't repeat itself. You could win a trophy every year, but as the league came up with, there was always going to be one forever first. That is us, and that was a special moment for me, and having him on the field being the captain.
Wow, so cool. And I think also now knowing that you guys have built like this personal relationship too, because one of the first conversations I had with Kyle was about our podcast that we were doing, and I was like, how do I make it better? Like, what do I ask him? And he's like, well, he was at my wedding, so if you need to know anything about Bobby,
there you go.
Ask me. So now he has a kid too, so to see that, like, that must be cool. Okay.
100%.
Next one. Most bizarre pregame routine that you have seen from a player.
Most bizarre pregame routine. Yeah, so we have a couple.
I know of a couple.
We got Borges and Dom Samuel with their basketball routine.
What?
Right before kickoff. And then you have...
Hold on, you can't just say that and then not elaborate. What are you talking about, their basketball
finger roll
routine? Oh, their finger roll?
Yeah, apparently they're going for layups before the game. Right? So if you haven't seen it, you might as well pay attention.
Yeah, seriously. Okay.
Right before kickoff. And then you have a little routine between Tristan Henry, and our equipment manager, Joe Hanley.
What do they do?
It's... it's kind of like passing the baton, but they're passing the water bottle and the towel, and they've got their little routine they do.
I think I may have seen that now that you say it.
There you go. Two things to pay attention to.
So when you say this layup thing, are they just doing a finger roll on the field?
That is correct. There is no basketball net.
I was like, where are they hooping at Tim Hortons Field? Nowhere. Oh, that's funny. And Rama. Haircut. I'm never getting over that. I am not letting this one go. Rama gets a haircut every game day. Yeah, that's commitment.
It's got to look fresh.
Do you?
Yes. Game day, couple days before the game. Got to look good.
Got to keep it polished.
That's it.
Okay, sorry. This is bad.
She's the host, by the way. Huh? She's the one that's supposed to be keeping it together.
This happens so often, and right when I start laughing, it's uncontrollable, so I'm going to get it together here. Most memorable home match.
Most memorable home match.
Or maybe a situation from a home match that you can recall.
It's a tough one. Played a Canadian Championship final here against the TFC. In the end of the day, that doesn't go our way, in a shootout. But I thought it was another historic day for our club in that game with a great crowd. I think it was 12 to 14,000. I can't remember. So, that's another one, because that was a memorable day again. Us being the first club in the CPL to compete for the Canadian Championship final, and it's just something that we always wanted to do. We always wanted to make sure we put ourselves in a position to compete for championships. On that day, it didn't go our way, but I think it was a great day for our club. Yeah,
100%. I think I agree, because just in meeting everyone this year, they still talk about it and reminisce on that match. So I believe you. Funniest, or maybe not funniest, but press conference memory.
Press conference memory.
You make you have some funny one-liners. I felt like there's got to be one.
Do you remember one?
Some of your one-liners. Yeah, we were talking about it the other day.
Okay.
About the circus and like.
Yes, funniest press conferences. Whether you've had a good game or not the best game, you come away with it. Everyone's showing up there in the end. They're doing a very good job of getting the information out there and so on. So you need to make sure that you also provide them with something extra sometimes. So it's something you look to do.
Has it always been on club level? Because since I've been here, we've been doing it in front of the fans. But is that new?
That is new. That's this year. Before that, we would do it in our small, media room.
Yeah.
Down here, and I think it's great that we go upstairs and do that. Maybe it takes a little bit too much time, and then not all the fans are there, but that's for the league to figure out.
Yeah.
Get everything done a little bit quicker. But I think it's a great initiative that we've done this year to do that upstairs, and it gives supporters who up in the club level, an opportunity to stick around and hear a few more things. I'm trying to think of anything interesting. CONCACAF's always been interesting with press conferences,
right.
especially when you're in Central America, because you get a lot of questions, a lot of people on these calls. Their media is absolutely excellent. You head down to play in Honduras, and they're waiting for you at the airport. You've got cameras, you've got reporters, and that's football culture. And you want to see that here. You want to see it in its good form, and sometimes not in its negative form, but in its critical form. I think it makes us all better as coaches and players. It's not all sunshine in sports, but you have to see the other side. So it's always been fun for me being in all the years being in CONCACAF and just having that swarm of the reporters from down there and how much they know about the team and what they're looking for and how they're trying to pry.
That's really interesting.
And how they're trying to pry information.
Yeah.
And how you dodge some bullets.
It must be complete opposite from what we do in the post-match press conferences.
I love it.
Yeah. Now, you can sit in the club level and people are eating their popcorn and watching you answer questions. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so according to my calculations,
Do we have any more questions?
It's coming, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just providing some context for this next
okay.
one. So this match, the next home match, that one will be your 150th. But you have been with Forge for 154 matches.
Ooh.
So according
I definitely
to my
didn't have the stomach flu on those 4 matches.
Exactly. We need to uncover what was going on, because supposedly you were getting your certification for 2 of those games, right? A coaching certification.
One of those games.
Please tell us, where have you been for those 3 matches?
Sometimes you just have to take a break. Sometimes it's good to watch the game from upstairs.
You wanted to voluntarily.
Let one of the staff members just be on the ground, take a look from upstairs, and have zero contact with the bench, because obviously it's not allowed.
For sure.
You have a follow-up?
Favorite card that you've received?
Favorite card that I've received. CONCACAF League in Honduras against Marathon. I think, by our accounts, there may have been 8 to 9 minutes of injury time to be added. If 0-0 game, 1-0 we're losing to Marathon. If we tie the game up, goes into penalties, qualify for Champions League with that game. We're trying to figure something out to try and get a goal, and the 4th official puts up his sign for 3 minutes. So I think I let them know what I kind of felt about their mathematics. And, addition, subtraction is usually an easy thing. 1 + 1 = 2. 9 minutes of a player down during the injury means you add plus 9 minutes.
Yeah.
Apparently it was plus 3.
So they signal for 3 minutes.
Yeah, so we talked a little bit about math, and that was that.
Civil conversation on the sideline.
100%. One in Spanish, one in English. Maybe I mixed in some Greek because it was maybe closer to Spanish. And, you got to try and communicate.
Right.
Yes.
So did you end up watching the rest of the game from the upstairs, or you were?
Well, the rest of the game was,
pretty much over, I guess, at that
5
point.
minutes or so on. Took me a while to walk to the tunnel. So, yeah.
Okay, that's pretty memorable. What year was that, you say?
That was 2021.
Okay.
Nope, 2020. 2020.
So COVID?
COVID.
Oh.
Well, we had finished playing in the Island Games and won our 2nd championship, and everyone else shut down. Our team was still playing, traveling through all of CONCACAF, from one bubble to quarantine, coming back to spending 10 days in Dominican preparing.
How weird was that? Playing in the bubble.
Playing in which one?
That COVID year in general.
Yeah, it was fun because you were playing and you were doing things. When you look at the first time in PEI and you look back at it, I thought it was a fantastic just memory and experience and what we did. And obviously when you win, it makes it better. And then after that, we've gone into Central America and spent a about 10 days in El Salvador because we weren't able to play a home game. So we had to play both of our games, home and away, in El Salvador.
Oh my God.
So if you want a memorable moment, it's the lights going out in leg number 1 in the stadium, waiting for them to turn back on as we're winning that game. And then in leg number 2, the absolute torrential downpour, thunderstorm, lightning striking.
In El Salvador?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In San Salvador. Maybe lightning may have hit the field or not.
Oh, we don't know. There was a moment where you were
the stadium was shaking. We were inside. And CONCACAF officials, after I think some, there may have been some rocks falling, said, we're going to start this game in 5 minutes. So we've lived through some great moments in CONCACAF.
Wow. Holy. There was rocks falling?
Well, the stadium was shaking.
Okay.
Most important thing is we advanced.
We're alive. And we're
moved,
still
we
out
moved
here.
moved on to the next round and flew straight out from El Salvador to Panama, where we spent another 12 days because if we'd come back to Canada, we'd have to quarantine for 14 days. So
wow, perks of COVID. No, I probably shouldn't say that, but
we advanced, and Jelani is quickly rerouting our flights or had everything on standby to get us from El Salvador to Panama, which turned out great. 10 days in Panama on a rooftop because COVID restrictions, nobody going anywhere, 10 o'clock curfews.
Cool. Okay, so wow. Would you say that was one of your most memorable away trips?
Yeah, we've had a few.
Yeah.
We've had a few.
Oh, by the way, I did check in with Chris and Chris and Seba about the whole scooter situation.
Yes.
Apparently, the scooters were glitching. They weren't allowing them to drop them off because there's a map that shows where you're allowed to, and it will give you a check mark if you can. And Seba was like, mine had the check mark, so I just left.
There you go.
Okay. One last thing. No more questions unless you feel like I've missed something. Do you feel like I've missed it?
No, I think we hit some nice CONCACAF stories there.
Good. So I was brainstorming with some of my coworkers before we started this because we were trying to think of what we could ask you. And somebody shared a funny moment for you prior to Forge in your Sigma days. And I just wanted to get your take on this story and if, we can confirm that it's accurate or not.
Okay.
So picture this. Sigma camp. Coaches versus kids game. You get the ball. Apparently there's these 2 twins who are just absolutely incredible. And, pressure's high. Everybody's watching. You get the ball. You start dribbling. One of the Garcia twins comes in, slide tackles you. Only ball. You go flying. He gets possession. The kids just start screaming. Can you confirm that happened?
There was a very strong slide tackle. That is correct.
Do you remember any airtime?
I think I can't remember which one it was, but they both were players who really liked to tackle hard, and I think they would blank out and not know who they were going at.
Yeah.
In moments in the game, but yes, that was a while ago.
Yeah, that one's coming from the archives, I think.
There you go. That's what year are we? 23. That's got to be like a 2012, 2013 type of story.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, can you guess who would have told me that then?
Who would have told you that in here?
Yeah. Like an hour ago. Somebody who was around for Sigma may have played for you at one point.
Yeah, of course.
Now works here.
Nico.
Yes.
Nico, yes.
Sorry to expose you, Nico,
Yeah.
but, we got to do it.
Yes, it was Nico.
Would you ever do a players versus coaches match now?
We're too good.
Oh, right. I forgot. Yeah. God forbid the bicycle kick comes out again. Sorry.
Have you seen the bicycle kick?
I've never seen it. You said I would never see it in my lifetime.
No, not anymore. Should have asked Nico about it.
I know. He was the one. Another exposing moment. He was the one who said that happened.
Nico's seen a lot.
How about for the 200th match? A Bobby bike.
I don't know. When's that going to happen? 200? Next year?
Yeah. Please. What do I have to do?
It's a possibility.
Okay, fine. You heard it here first.
We may need a mat on the ground. I need to...
Good thing I know how to
break my fall a little bit better these days.
Yeah, true.
Airtime was quite big when when I was younger.
Now, maybe what I'll do, get you a contract, 200th match, Bobby bicycle kick. Yeah. I can do your autograph now.
A contract.
I will sign it for you.
contract means I'm getting something for it.
No.
So why would I sign something?
You get to show the people. This is something that needs to be out in the world.
I don't think people want to see it right
Everybody wants to see it. Are you kidding me? When Nico said that upstairs, everyone was like, what? Bobby bicycle kicks? So anyways, you'll get cred is what you'll get.
I don't do cred anymore. I'm past that stage
This
of my life.
episode's over. Stay tuned. Match 200.
Perfect.
This has been Behind the Beard with Mackenzie Barwell and Bobby Smirniotis. If you like what you heard, please like, follow, subscribe, comment, and share.